Well, welcome back to Twin Cities Live. Now, Botox for men is on the rise. So much that it has its own name.
Yes.
Botox.
Hello.
I think it's pretty brilliant. However, pictures of some celebs who've gone a little far, like Bruce Jenner, Kenny Rogers, and Carrot Top, don't get me started on him. They are scaring people away.
Okay, but as TCL's Kelly Hansen shows us, an Eau Claire, Wisconsin man is not afraid to admit he is ready to look a few years younger and is turning to Botox to smooth out some of those fine lines and wrinkles.
57-year-old Jim Lamori is striking a pose with a face he's about to update.
I had started to look at myself in the mirror and say, you know, as young as I feel is not as young as I look anymore.
Dr. Dave Christensen is the owner of Contour Clinic. He says 3 to 5% of his patients are men, and Botox for the guys is growing.
A lot of my men are professionals, and they don't want to look obviously crazy and over the top. They just want to look a little younger.
And that's Jim's hope.
He's been very good about making sure that I understand that it's, I won't be Joan Collins or Joan Rivers or Bruce Jenner or someone like that when I'm done. So that was a big fear.
So Jim is tuning things up.
Every weekend I water ski, I windsurf, I'm very active, and so I always have seen myself as 27, and now being 57, all of a sudden I look and go, hey, where'd that guy go?
And there are spots he'd like to smooth out.
Well, the big furrow in here, and then of course the lines around the face, and definitely the lines around the eyes are my concerns.
And he's got a lot of really deep creases, and we'll be able to soften those for sure, and over time we'll be able to get rid of them.
Jim is getting Botox in his forehead lines, where he furrows his brow, around his eyes and mouth.
We lose a lot of volume, we lose fat pads, and we lose connective tissue in our faces, just tend to get hollow and drop. The older we get, as we lose testosterone and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to build that all back as well.
It's all about sculpting and replacing the volume that's been lost.
It looks extremely natural on men, extremely natural.
Okay, so let's take a look at Jim's before and after photos, shall we? So take a look at this. On the left, you're going to see Jim about 4 weeks ago. On the right, you see him today.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yes, okay, look at that. Oh, yes. All right, Jim and Dr. Dave Christensen are here to talk a little bit more about that. Did we flip the pictures? I was like, that one looks a little opposite, I think.
But you see it in real life. That's what we need in real life.
Yeah, this is the real life before and after. Okay, so we got to ask, what do you think about the results, Jim?
Actually, they're phenomenal. I had, the fears, like, because of the pictures of the people that you've seen, that was going to be the outcome, and it's not even normally like that. I mean, I don't feel it, I don't really notice it. Most people say I look fresh and refreshed, and it's not as though they go, what did you do? Yeah. It's more of, God, you really look good. What have you been doing?
Did you sleep 8 hours last night?
Exactly.
It seems like it's a lot the same with women as it is, and men would feel that same way too, that inside you said you feel like you're 27 years old. But if you look in the mirror and you're thinking, I don't look like how I feel, that can be a little bit disarming. And so that had to be the motivation for you.
Well, it was, because I work out on a regular basis. I water ski. I'm a ski patroller. So I'm outside and active all the time. And I thought, if they could make a place where you could work out your face, to think how, popular that place would be.
You would make $1 million.
I know. You just hook up little things and they pull and tug and you have little weights on there and, everyone would be there.
Yeah,
honestly.
Dr. Dave came up with some quicker results for you. So, okay, so how long is this going to last for Jim? What is it? Because a lot of guys are probably thinking, all right, what's the maintenance schedule like on something like this?
Well, we used a combination of different fillers and Botox. A lot of what we did on him will last about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Some of it will be about a year. Botox lasts about 3 to 4 months. That's just kind of a recurring thing. So we did a lot of different things. Can I show you kind of what we did?
Please. Yeah.
Okay, we came in with Juvederm up in his temples. His temples were really getting hollow. And then I came in with Juvederm and gave him actually a brow lift. So we put that in there. Next thing we did is we used Voluma, which is a great product, lasts about 2 years. One of my favorite new products, has been out since November. It's been used around the world for about 10 years, but it's incredible. It's really the first FDA-approved filler to build up cheeks. We also came down and we built up his chin as well. He was get kind of hollow in through here as we age, men and women as well. I also did his lips. It's rare, you would think, why would you ever do lips? But everyone loses collagen out of their lips, men and women. And so we did that as well. Built up the jawline through here. Botox pretty much everywhere. Notice this, I don't know, on the previous ones he had, yeah, pretty much. He had this big crease in the middle of his forehead, and look how
that's
far that's
because you think
gone.
and you concentrate so much.
Exactly,
Yes.
that's exactly right.
Okay, look.
So,
Wow.
I mean, that is a huge
But it looks real
difference.
natural.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really does.
And you still move. It's like, I think a lot of people are like, I don't want to get that done because I'm not going to be able to move my face. It's completely natural.
Right, and it doesn't, I don't feel, so when you wash your face, that was my concern, that I would feel like it was someone else's face or, you know, not real. I don't notice it at all. After a week, it was just me again.
Just your normal face. Now, with men, you have to, I mean, because I would think not everyone is probably an expert on doing men versus women, because aren't you, you're doing different facial features a little bit with the two, aren't you?
yeah, definitely. Men are definitely different. They use different things in different places. We use the same products, however, you know, and we all age the same way. Our faces basically start to fall as we age. Interestingly, though, 95% of this world that I work in is still women.
Yeah,
About
it is.
5% is men.
Are more and more men coming in, though? Are they seeing, because I bet what they're doing is they're going, I got my hot wife at home, and now I'm looking like the old guy. I got to get things spruced up a little bit.
Look what you did to her.
It's kind of interesting that the combination of men, a lot of my female patients go, you know, I spend all this time and money making myself look good. I wish my husband or boyfriend would do something.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of women do drag their husbands in eventually. And it's really fun because once they start, they're addicted just like women. I mean, there's no question. Also, men, as they kind of reach middle age, I think they're starting to do this more. They're having to compete against younger men in the profession. And so that's kind of a big group. Another big group are divorced guys.
Oh,
And it's like, okay, I'm going to go on Match. I want to look kind of better than I'm supposed to, or I want to, you know. And those are kind of the three groups, but there's definitely an increase of the number of men that are coming in.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, sharing your story. We really appreciate it. And as always, results may vary. If you have any medical concerns, you always want to talk to your physician. But call Contour Clinic to make your appointment, or one for your man. You can.
Just call for him.
They have locations.
He'll go. That's what you say, right?
Badness Heights in Burnsville, you can go there. We also want to thank Contour Clinic for sponsoring Twin Cities Live. Nice to see you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank
Well, coming up, she is back with her violin in hand.